All right, today we're going to dive into one of the most famous poems in the English language. It's a poem a lot of us probably read back in school, but its message about happiness and how we hold on to it is so much deeper than you might remember. Let's get into it. And it all starts with this line. I mean, you can't forget it, right? It just immediately paints this picture of solitude, of aimless wandering. It's not exactly a happy start, but it's real. And honestly, it's the perfect setup for the incredible change that's about to happen. So let's start exactly where the poem itself starts, with this really powerful image of a lonely cloud. Before we even get to the beauty, before there are any daffodils at all, there's just this feeling, this sense of being disconnected, kind of isolated, with no real direction. That's the emotional starting point for this whole journey. And just notice the perspective he's giving us here. The poet isn't just lonely down on the ground, no. He's like a cloud, way up high, floating above everything. He's an observer, totally separate from the world of valleys and hills down below. He's not really part of the scene, he's just passing over it. And then, just like that, in a single moment, everything changes. The whole poem pivots from this quiet solitude to this absolutely overwhelming and completely unexpected sight. The shift is so sudden, it's almost jarring. And listen to the words he uses. Crowd, host. He doesn't just see some flowers, he sees a gathering, a whole community of them. It's this immediate, powerful contrast to his own loneliness. He was one person, wandering alone, and suddenly, bam, he's face to face with this massive group. And what a group it was. He says he saw 10,000 at a glance. Now, did he actually count them all? Come on, probably not. But that's not the point, is it? The number is there to perfectly capture that feeling of just breathtaking awe. It's meant to make you imagine this endless, uncountable sea of gold. The visual shock of it must have been immense. You can just feel how alive he makes this whole scene. I mean, these are not just pretty, static flowers. Wordsworth uses this incredible string of words to give them so much life. They're fluttering and dancing. They're tossing their heads in a sprightly dance. He even compares them to the Milky Way, a never-ending line of stars, which suggests there's something kind of cosmic and infinite about this one field of flowers. Okay, so you've got this lonely poet who stumbles upon this massive, joyful, dancing crowd of flowers. What happens next? Well, the poem shifts again, and this time it's all about the immediate emotional punch of this jocund company. Okay, this is such a great detail. Out on the lake, the waves were dancing too, right? Sparkling in the sun. But Wordsworth makes a point to tell us that the daffodils outdid them in glee. It's like they won a happiness contest. He's literally elevating the joy of these flowers above all the other incredible beauty in nature. And the effect on him? It's totally inescapable. The word gay here, of course, just means lighthearted and happy. And the joy coming from these daffodils is so powerful, so infectious, that it's basically impossible not to feel it too. His own loneliness just gets completely washed away by their collective happiness. And here's where we get this little moment of reflection. The poet knows this experience is special. He just stares and stares, trying to soak it all in. But in that moment, he admits he didn't really get it. He didn't fully understand its true value, the wealth it had brought him. That he'd only figure out later on. And this brings us to the final part of the poem, and really the core message of the whole thing. The real gift wasn't just what he saw that day, but what he was able to carry with him. So we get this crucial idea, the inward eye. What is that? It's just a beautiful way of saying our memory, our imagination. And check out how Wordsworth totally reframes solitude here. At the beginning of the poem, solitude meant loneliness. But now it's become a bliss, the perfect, quiet state for tapping into the joy we've stored away in our minds. And he lays out the whole process for us so clearly. It happens when he's just chilling on his couch, maybe a little bored or just thinking about stuff. Then, boom, the memory of the daffodils just flashes into his mind. And the result is immediate. His heart fills with that exact same pleasure he felt on that day. And this is it. This is the great wealth that he didn't understand at first. It wasn't just a beautiful view that lasted for a few minutes. It was a memory that became this permanent source of joy, something he could pull up anytime he was feeling empty or a little down. The sight itself was temporary, but the memory, that's forever. So here's the final transformation. His heart doesn't just remember the daffodils, it joins them. It dances with them. The lonely, detached guy from the beginning of the poem is now an active participant in that joy, all thanks to the power of one single beautiful memory. So, as we wrap this up, it really leaves us with a question, doesn't it? Wordsworth found his in a field of flowers, a sight so powerful it could fill his heart with joy long after it was gone. So what's the memory that flashes upon your inward eye? What's your daffodil moment?